Hi Fishing World, I'm Georgopoulos, the host of the AMFisH video fishing blog. Doing a quick little video today on, again, I'm out here ice fishing and I'm doing a series of videos. Just not sure when I'm going to be able to get back up, but I want to do a video on very popular knot. A lot of fishermen tend to use it because of the strength factor. It's called the Palomar knot. Now, depending on where you're from and what accent we've all got, some people call it Palomar knot. I've grown up knowing it as the Palomar knot. I'm going to demonstrate this on a carabiner and with a little piece of rope here. I've seen some videos myself growing up as well, and people are doing with actual fishing line and hooks or baits, and it's hard to follow. When you look at diagrams, it's also hard to follow as well. But the beauty of this knot is it's not tied with a single piece of line. What you'll end up doing is doubling up your line. So you will make your line, picture this being on your actual fishing rod, you'll make it like this. So you'll put two strands together, if you can see that there. What I'll do is I'm actually going to try and step closer to the camera without falling into the holes. If this is the eye of the bait, I'm going to take this double loop, this double line right here and put it through just like you normally would feed it through a hook. Now you'll see that carabiner just sitting there. So now what this does, what this knot allows you to do is, if I'm using 12-pound braided line for as an example, and I tie it with a single, so I just feed one strand through and tie a knot with one strand, what that's going to do is I'm getting 12-pound test strength on the actual knot itself. The second you double this up, so again, just I'm going to use that example, the same example. If this is 12-pound test braided line and I double it up, my knot strength, and not by knot strength I mean right here, this where I end up finishing this knot, is actually 24-pound test strength. It's going to give you a stronger knot right off the bat. So to finish this little video up, I fed it through the eye. Picture this being the bait. What you're going to do is basically almost like tying your shoes. You'll just do one loop like that. And before you actually seal this, this loop here is the crucial one. Hold it. You're going to take your bait or your hook, leader, whatever's on there, and you're just going to drop it right through. So that open loop there is what you want. Once I pull this, and I'll get a close-up of this, I'm not going to tie it too tight because I may want to do a few other videos later, but as you can see, there are two pieces of distinct line there that have made that knot, and I'll separate them just so you can see through the carabiner. This is what I'm talking about. It's a very, very, very strong knot. I've actually cracked my line or split my line with the actual bait stuck left in either a fish or a snag or something like that. But at the end of the day, what you're going to have is any extra string or line, you're just going to cut right off here, and this is your main line. I'll do this here. This would be your main line back onto your reel and your fishing rod. This will probably snap. You will push this to the limit far beyond you even snap that knot. I will guarantee that. I've witnessed it, I've been around it, and it is probably my #1 knot. Doesn't mean that, you know, this doesn't get frayed and actually snaps on you. That is possible, but what I'm saying is it's a very, very durable, strong fishing knot. Learn to tie it. I'm going to see if I can do it one more time here. It's very, very simple. Doesn't take much to it. There's a bunch of other knots as well that I do like. A series of them, unfortunately, are single tied knots. And what I mean by the single tied knots are just one single piece of line. Not that they're bad knots. I just think I'd like to have double the pound test strength on my actual bait or leader, preferably instead of a single piece. So that would be a single piece, and normally people will tie a knot and you'll see that actual one piece on the bait itself. So just to do this one quick moment, again, you're going to fold your line, give yourself ample line. It doesn't matter if you have to cut some off. This is a large example just to give you that visual, but this here would be the main piece tied to my reel, and you're just double up your line. Once you double that up, feed it through the eye of the bait or the leader. Make one cross through. Do not close this loop here. This is the loop you're going to put your bait through. Grab it, pull it through, if this works with my rope, hopefully. There we go. There's your knot. Great knot, learn it, practice it with rope. This is how I learned. Actually trying to do it on fishing line for the first time, second time. I've probably tied this knot 1,000 times, and there are still moments where I'm either rushing and I've missed a step or haven't wet my line. That's another little tip there. Wet your line. When you're using braided line, it's a lot easier to tie your knots. You can use some saliva or just some water wherever you are fishing. But it's a great knot. Learn it, practice it, guys. You will enjoy it, and you'll totally understand what I mean by having double knot strength at the beginning, where your bait is tied to that line. Thanks for tuning in. Hope these tips helped, and I will see you on the next video vlogs.